Once upon a time, in a vibrant forest filled with towering trees and sparkling streams, there lived a curious rabbit named Nibbles. Nibbles had the most peculiar nose in the entire forest. One sunny morning, Nibbles woke up with an itch on his nose. He wiggled and waggled, but the itch wouldn't go away. Determined to find a solution, Nibbles set off on an adventure. First, he hopped over to Wise Old Owl's tree. "Hoo-hoo, what brings you here, Nibbles?" asked the owl. "It's my nose. It won't stop itching," Nibbles replied. The owl thought for a moment. "Try rubbing it with a dandelion," suggested Wise Old Owl. Nibbles found a fluffy dandelion and gave his nose a good rub. But alas, the itch persisted. So he continued his journey. Next, Nibbles visited the bubbling brook where Splashy, the fish, lived. "Splashy, do you know how to stop my nose from itching?" Splashy splashed around and said, "Maybe a dip in the cool water will help." Nibbles dipped his nose into the refreshing brook. For a moment, the itch seemed to fade, but as soon as he hopped out, it returned. Nibbles sighed and hopped along the forest path. He then met Flutter the butterfly, who was dancing among the flowers. "Flutter, my nose won't stop itching. What should I do?" Flutter landed gently on Nibbles' nose and whispered, "Try a sniff of these sweet flowers." Nibbles took a deep sniff of the fragrant flowers. The scent was delightful, but the itch remained. Feeling a bit discouraged, Nibbles continued his quest, determined to find a cure. As the sun began to set, Nibbles stumbled upon a glowing mushroom. It was unlike anything he had ever seen. Curious, he gave it a gentle sniff. Suddenly, his nose tingled in a new way. The itch transformed into a tickle, and Nibbles let out a big sneeze. Achoo! To his surprise, a tiny fairy appeared from the mushroom. "Thank you for freeing me," she exclaimed. "I've been trapped in that mushroom for ages. As a token of my gratitude, I shall grant you one wish." Nibbles thought long and hard. "I wish for my nose to stop itching forever," he said. The fairy waved her wand, and a shower of sparkles rained down on Nibbles. His nose felt warm and tingly, and then the itch was gone. Nibbles wiggled his nose in delight. "Thank you, thank you," Nibbles cheered. The fairy smiled and said, "Remember, sometimes the most magical solutions come from the most unexpected places." With that, she vanished into the night. Nibbles returned to his cozy burrow, his nose itch-free and his heart full of joy. He shared his adventure with his forest friends, who listened in awe and celebrated his newfound comfort. From that day on, Nibbles' nose never itched again. He continued to explore the forest, always curious and always ready for the next adventure. And so, the tale of Nibbles and his peculiar nose became a legend in the forest.